Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe Monforellis here, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Today, I wanted to talk to you about whether using Google Translate for Spanish speaking patients is an effective way to communicate with your patients. But before I get into that, I want you to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below. By liking and sharing this video, it helps more people and I can reach more people. So go ahead and like the video. I really do appreciate it. Let's get right into it. So, does the Google Translate app on your phone help out with your initial evaluations and with your Spanish speaking patients? The short answer is it depends. I found that in my personal experience, using a Google Translator to completely do your evaluation is kind of lame and doesn't get the patient to buy into what you're saying and into your treatment. As I said in a previous video, trust is a very important thing. And if you can't establish trust with your patients, you're not going to get them better. One of the ways that you build trust is you try to make a genuine connection. I think that this app, while helpful in being able to figure out what certain words are, doesn't create that personal connection that you absolutely need in order to make a difference for your patients. I've gone into a patient treatment and evaluation and have completely done the whole evaluation using the Google Translate, and it was a disaster. And it wasn't a disaster in that I wasn't able to get it done. The evaluation got done. However, it was super uncomfortable. I could just tell by looking at the patient that this patient is not going to trust me. The First of all, when you use Google Translate and you have it read it off to them, it's a robotic voice that I still just don't agree with. You may think different, but to me, like whenever I hear a robotic voice, it's automatically disingenuous, and it shows that you're not trying to make a personal connection with them. First of all, your eyes are down, you're typing, and you're just clicking the button to go ahead and say the phrase that you typed out in English into Spanish, and sometimes even the phrase that you had intended doesn't come out the right way in Spanish. So it creates a barrier where the patient immediately can tell that you're not trying to make a connection with them. And, despite some people not being able to speak the language well, doesn't mean that they're ignorant or stupid people. So, sometimes these people may have had other careers in their respective countries, and then of course they come to a new country and they don't necessarily speak the language that well, and then you're talking to them in a robotic voice and having Google translate everything you're saying. It can come off as disrespectful in a way. Believe me, I've done it where I've done the whole evaluation like that, and every single experience that I've had doing that has been super uncomfortable. And it was uncomfortable because I didn't feel confident. And if I don't feel confident, then the patient will definitely not feel confident about what you're going to be prescribing them, what you're going to be showing them. But that's just me. So what I found is that Google Translate is helpful in helping you decipher certain words and terms specifically. However, when you start to type out longer phrases, it can generally mistranslate a lot of what you're saying. And depending on the type of Spanish that you are trying to say, certain words in various Spanish countries may mean something different than in that country. So also different phrases in Spanish may mean different things in various countries. So you have to be very careful with the Google Translate app, because that is its flaw, is that it's disingenuous, and it can also mistranslate what you're trying to actually say. A more effective way is to go in there with a general knowledge of some Spanish and mixing in some English and Spanish words. Just like how Spanish speakers who don't necessarily speak great English will sometimes say Spanish words but mix in English words. You can generally get a sense of what they're trying to communicate with you, and you can kind of figure it out. And believe me, I've done probably hundreds of evaluations with Spanish speaking only patients, and most of the time doing it where I go in and don't really speak a whole ton of Spanish, but I practice and I make mistakes, but I'm not using a Google Translator or a computer and typing it out and looking at the screen. Those patients generally always appreciate it a lot more. So I will caution you about using Google Translate. It has its benefits, like I said, in if you want a very specific word, it's good to use that. That way you can see it and you can use it. However, when you start to use various phrases and various sentence structures, it can very well mistranslate what you are trying to say. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below, and I will talk to you guys later.